Hey folks, welcome back to Timberpunk, and I am recording this the evening of Monday. The evening of Monday, what kind of words is that? On Monday evening. And as of yet, I've not seen a significant number of comments on the Monday video. So if you have commented subsequent to that, I have not seen it yet. But scheduling means I need to record this now to release it on Wednesday. So why do we have this weird view? Well, we have a couple of days left in the drought, well, the bad tide. And if we pan to the right, we will see that this is all dry. Now, it's not the end of the world because these die in 4 days and we've got a couple of days left and water will come back. But we need to plan longer term for getting more water in here. Now, my original plan was we could make this a bit bigger, but that's not very cool, is it? Now, I probably won't get this sorted before the bad tide ends, but I've come up with a better plan. Now, we've been working on, and I have cleared this out because we have an excess of water here. Typically, it's almost the end of the bad tide. It was a reasonably long bad tide. There's still water here, and we tend to end up wasting water here. So, why don't we do something more fun? No, it's not the TV show from the 80s. If you were in the UK, you might get that reference. If you do, you could stick a comment down below because engagement is good. No, what we're going to do is we're going to do a big bulk delete of stuff because deleting lots of stuff is good. Yes, he's going to spend ages. No, he's not going to spend ages deleting fonts. He's also not going to talk about himself in the third-party loads. My plan is to bring some of the excess water from here, essentially through some sort of aqueduct over and use that to fill this up, which seems, sensible to some extent to me. We should be able to do that relatively easily. So we're going to get that on. We're going to get this going. I'm going to fill in this corner with terrain. That will allow us to then... Now, I've not really... In a shocking move, which will surprise anyone who has not watched more than maybe one of my videos. I've not planned this. I know. Absolutely shocking. So we're going to do that. We're then going to delete a bunch of these. Now, a load of these are already marked to be deleted, but we'll do a bunch more of them. Just to give us a nice clean slate. I was going to say palette, but that would be the wrong word. We probably need to do a bunch of these as well. Heck, let's do a whole load of them, shall we? We've got loads of builders. We could have even more because this district, come on game, you can keep up. You can do it. It has 44 spare bots. So let's find the builder's hut and do one. Let's switch you over to be beavers. Let's preset all of the things and then let's go B for copy through. That's going to use up 12. Get rid of you. Is this a good place to put them? I don't know, but it gives us some more. What we can do is we can grab a piece of path there and we can run that across there and that'll do that and they'll get to that. So we're not going to get this done before this gets water back. I was going to say expires, but expires is the incorrect term. So over here we have cleared a bunch of this and in theory we can get to this now. I'd kind of like this dude to cut some more of these. Probably he needs some backup, so let's grab a bit more path, grab this. We are somewhat short of organic beavers, so we could maybe do some swapping of jobs. That would help out, wouldn't it? Yeah. You could become... So we've got a lot of water pumps that we could switch over. That would probably actually be not an awful idea, except that they're not currently active, so that's probably not going to help. But, you know, let's do that. That's not made it any better. That's, in fact, made it worse. But, anyway, eggplant rations. Oh, nice. Let's grab those, set that to be emptied. So they're going to do more of those. What are you? You're coal rubbies. That's not so exciting. Bosh, 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 bosh. I think this will provide enough power to power this. So that's good. We do need to get in here and open up this. And we also need to be able to close that. And I guess we need to close that big old hole at the back, don't we? Because otherwise that's not going to stop water running out of it. So we'll get to that. We'll get to that. What's down the bottom there? Some stuff. And have we got holes there? We don't have holes there. Okay. Right. So they have things to do predominantly around cutting down more trees. So, but the real focus has to be over here doing mega clearing of stuff, and I'm just going to let them work on that. And we're going to head. So these guys are doing scrap metal things. Unfortunately, our scrap metal storage is full. Now, we could help with that by building a load more scrap metal storage. We could also help with that by pausing the mine, I guess. So let's go do that. The mine is here. Let's pause you. Because that way they'll do mining things, which will be better. Let's see if we can deal with a few more of these job shortages or beaver shortages, I guess. I'm not sure what we have beavers left doing. So the fluid dumps, which are all automated anyway. So, I mean, they don't always have people working anyway. So, yeah. Foresters. Yeah, I guess we could put some bots in there. That would help do a job and speed up some cutting of trees. Gatherers I'm not so fussed about. I mean, ultimately we will want to do that. Hydroponic gardens, that's probably not a bad one to botticize. I kind of wish you could automate those, but essentially my understanding is they always need someone tending them, which is really annoying. But yeah, actually maybe we leave beavers in the hydroponic gardens for now. Because that feels like a waste of a bot to me. If there is a way of automating the hydroponic gardens, let me know. But it always seemed to me like you pretty much had to always have someone in there. Yeah. And do we need inventors? Oh, they're all paused anyway. We don't really need inventors now. Lumberjacks. They can be boticized. That a word? It's probably a word, isn't it? What does that do for us? That's better with only 4 short. How are we for housing? We are actually okay for housing, which is cool. This has sorted itself out, which is cool. This is getting done, but we need some pathage. So let's give them pathage. I've not worked out my routing for this yet, or routing, depending on where you're from, or, you know, if you were going to carve it out with some sort of tool, which would be a router. But what we're going to do, and by we, I mean me, pet peeve, the old YouTube we, which is, you know, I guess not on YouTube. On other video providing sites, maybe a special interest for some things. Yeah, I'm the one with my mind in the gutter today. It's been a long day, folks. It's been kind of a frustrating day today with work, which I probably won't get into. If you're curious, I spoke about it in yesterday's farm sim video. So yeah, if you're curious, you could go watch that. I guess if you don't like farm sim videos, then don't. Yeah. Or if you're really curious and yeah, so it's one of the big differences between Timberporn videos and farm sim videos is in the farm sim videos, I talk a little bit more about real life, which I tend not to do so much in these. If you fancy a bit more of that mixed in, let me know, because I tend not to in these videos. I don't know why, but I tend not to. And if you're curious on that, I guess I could start doing a little bit of that. I don't know. I quite like when people mix in a bit of humanness into videos, but not everyone likes doing that. But for me, it makes me a human, which I am. So yeah, it's why I will often talk about, you know, the reasons that I'm not making videos, you know, life stresses and strains and things, because we are, after all, real people. So yeah, but I don't know, the Timberborn videos have always been more of a pure about the video game rather than about the me, whereas the farm sim videos kind of diverged into much more random videos. So you may be wondering, how are we looking over at the fortress? And you know, we've made a wow. This is why we need to deal with the bad water source, because this is quite bad. Watery, like my jokes. And you know, we're looking pretty good, actually. We're looking pretty good. So we the bots have done a pretty good job of getting a lot of the outer stuff cleared off, and I guess in me building the outer wall, I am essentially limiting what they can get to, which is maybe a good thing because it's focusing their minds on where we want them to be. I have also over here built some scrap metal storage to help get rid of the scrap metal. I did think that it would maybe be useful, by having soaked up the excess bots, maybe we don't have the spare resource. I was going to start thinking about making grease, but maybe we've not got the spare capacity now, interestingly. But we'll see. So yeah, what I thought, the reason that I want to lower this down is that then in theory gives us the option to flow water over at this level, and kind of thinking that we expand the reservoir in this direction. So I guess we need to do that, and this thing's been sat here forever and not used, so let's get rid of that. let's start to think about this. So I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of that. That we can just knock down from here. I'm going to start. Do I start tidying the edges of this up? And if we do, it's going to not be perfect because we've got a bunch of this stuff here. So maybe not. And the other bit of me is thinking we do something a little bit sneakier. So maybe what we do is we come here. We square this off like this. We come over here. Let's rip all of that out as well, just because I kind of want to, you know, and I'm in charge here, so although suggestions are welcome, folks. Suggestions are welcome, but ultimately I'm in charge. So we're going to do that. We probably need to do that. So what I'm thinking is that we grab a ladder, we join that up, put that there, put that there. They can keep working on all of that. That's all getting cleared out. That'll be fine. I mean, that's all fine. We're now sitting on a whole whack ton of mangroves. That's a non-SI unit. It's probably one for our American colleagues. The whack ton. Definitely not an SI unit. I kind of like that overhang there. So we need to come across there. And we'll come up there, up there, up there. We've got a lot of trees to cut down still, folks, in the words of the... I was going to say almighty, but she really wasn't. Not beloved, no. The well-known, if you were in the UK and of a certain generation, Cilla Black, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not from the UK or of a certain generation, she was a staple of Saturday night TV in the UK. So that's going to be prioritized by haulers. And yes, I do show my age when I make many of those references. Do I care? Not one iota. I am. Yep. Yes, I am old. Yeah, that'll do us the job. They can start clearing those trees, and ultimately we want to get back here, and we're going to use levies because we've got a lot of spare logs. That's going to be a pain. Those bits of overhang, so explosives will stop that being a pain. I mean, I guess technically we don't need to fill it in because we've got that bit, but I want to because, you know. But ultimately we want to get rid of that probably and explode that as well. We already have a drought approaching somehow. I don't know how. Well, we're playing on hard mode, so, you know, that's how. We've got 3 days left, and that's relatively full, so that's pretty good. That's looking pretty good. They are doing a solid job. So I've also gone around the interior bits with path because I would like to try and maintain the layout of this. And they're doing a pretty good job. We've still got space for scrap metal, which is cool. So over here, we will... let's just grab you. No. It's B for copy, U, Egypt. Alright, grab a path, run that up there, put that there. Can they get that? They can. So we should get rid of those now. That'll be good. Those are done. We have a drought approaching, but anyway, to detonate you, we are going to want ultimately to put that there. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. You? You can't believe I made that joke, can you? I mean, honestly, I don't know why I've blasted that out, but for neatness, I think actually we want that filled in like that. I thought I put explosives there, but anyway, I have now, so that's good. So that's all sorted. So we're going to detonate you, and then that needs to come down. Pause for a second. 3, 6. That to me is as simple as doing that and then checking just quickly that there is now under there that's going to cause us any dramas, which there isn't. So right, let's go all the way to there. Yeah, that'll do. Nice big-ish area. Now probably some of the water's going to go in here instead of spreading across to this at first. That's absolutely fine, because we are going to get path under platform tunnel down to there, grab that and run that along to the edge of it there. So I think we're good. So if we then get path, hook that to there, and so we don't have to wait to blast all the rest of the stuff out. That should then connect up this bit with this bit at least. So it's one contiguous water area. Then what we want to do is think about how we get water from here to here. My thought is we use a channel. I know, I'm a genius. So honestly, I think it being 1 wide is going to be fine. I don't think it needs to be any more than that. Because we're really just looking to keep this topped up. So I think what we can do is something quite simple. And just do that. We could use the overhangs, but I think platforms is fine for this because it is, you know, really a very simple little construction that we're going for. I need to delete that last piece of dynamite just so we can build everything and not have them try and well, not have water flowing through it, essentially. So over this side, we are going to want to put some of the dirt back, I think. And once we get over here, we'll deal with that when when we get there, that's future me's problem. So, yes. Now, for now, this is where we're going to plan to put the excess water. There is excess water at the moment. It's spewing off the map. It's fine. It's fine. We've made our thing to put it in, but at the moment we're not ready for it. So, you know, be chill, folks. Be chill. We've got half a day left. This is pretty full. It's not super full, but it's fine. I mean, I guess what we should do is automation. Actually, we've got a automate, not temperate. Automate, not temperate. Sorry, not temperate. Because we don't really want those pumps running when the aquifer is going to be filling this. Because otherwise we're essentially wasting water. So, yeah. Right. So, you're done and you can go do something else. You're probably done. You're going to do that, so you're going to finish the last of that off. I'm going to move these around to here to rip the last of that out, which is good. That's the drought. The drought beeth here. That's in, so let's reroute this path because we're about to blow that up. And then I guess we need to... Why are you flooding, you stupid thing? There's no reason for you to do that. Do that. Only a 15-day drought. And yeah, we're essentially just redistributing water at this point here. It's fine. It's fine. The pumps will still have access to this once the tunnel's been built, so that'll be okay. And what we might need here is we will probably need a deep mechanical pump to lift this up out of here. So this is going in. Good. So this will ultimately connect up to here. That probably doesn't need to be there because we're about to blast it out with explosives. That's all going in, which is wonderful. Yep. Very good. How are we looking over here? Can I extend this path enough they can reach any of this? If I guess ultimately I want to set that tree to be deleted. We'll let them keep working on that. That's going to be a bit of a slow job, I suspect. So you can all be set free. Let's bring those down there so they're close up. Yeah, very good. And let's get back to focusing on this. So how are we doing? So they've got that nearly done. We then want to blast that out. And ultimately we're headed there. Got to get around all of this power spaghetti. And keep it connected. I think if we run that down there, future me is now kind of miffed. But, you know, screw that guy. Do that. They can work on getting that done. It's kind of interesting that they're going to that tubeway station. I should probably put another tubeway station in, to be honest, but they'll be fine. They'll be fine. How deep's that? Anyway, so what we're going to do then is a few fold, and we're going to need to wait for this to drop a little bit. So we will tunnel under here and then replace this with probably a throttling valve, because we just need it to be one way. It doesn't matter the rate that it lets the water through, so a throttling valve will be fine. And that can then sit under this. That's why I want it to be a one-way valve. That'll do the job just fine. The same with this. Once this has dropped a bit, we'll blast this out and get a throttling valve or something in there. So you've done all of that. You can be rewarded by being set free. That can go there. So they've just got to do that. We do that. That should help them focus. And that will be the walls. Buildable. So let's raise the walls rather than raising them. We will raise them. Raise is such a... I know they're spelled differently, but raise and raise. We will raise them rather than raising them to the ground. We've got one tiny piece there with 12 scrap metal left in it. So you guys get set free. But I didn't mean to delete the path. Let's reconnect to the path. So that should use up a bunch of logs as well, which is good. We need some path in here to be able to build those. That'll be good. They could get that. That'll be fine. They should be able to get to all of those. That'll be fine. We still have dirt. Grease is showing because there are a couple of barrels with grease inside the fortress which have been used, and then I've not started the production of any more grease yet, which would be sensible because that would mean that the bots work faster. So actually, maybe Are we exporting grease at any kind of rate? Not grease, canola oil. We exported canola. We are not. I'm guessing, yeah, import blocked by lack of storage. So over here, we actually now have some spare beavers, or bots. Science, grease factory, 1, 2, 3. Storage, large barrel. Let's bung it there. Grease. 3 is going to be nowhere near enough. But we're just going to do beavers, beavers, bots. You don't have power. Well, why don't you have power? You very inconsiderate thing. Vertical power shaft. Bosh. And we'll just do a very quick automation of if district stock of grease greater than, do that, save, rule district capacity grease 1, save, then we do script, we grab that guy, Bosch, Control V times 0.9, save, discard, get rid of, duplicate, invert, script, 0.7, save and close. That will cover most of what we need in that. Once they are fully stocked on grease, they will stop. Yeah, which is pretty okay. I'm getting that done, so we just need that one to be done, please. So then what we want to do is storage there for grease. Then have you automatically started? I can't see it from there. Where is the grease? And I'm also aware that I'm looking at a screen which is pointing the wrong way for my microphone. Grease, yes. Bosh. So that does that. You are set to grease. What we're going to do is a quick little, if output grease is less than 10, prioritized by haulers, save, duplicate, invert, save, and then we're going to copy those and scatter them around the colony. Because that seems kind of sensible to me in terms of optimizing how our bots work. Rather than having one big pot of grease. Right, over here we have done a pretty good job of clearing those out. That should allow them to get to that, which should allow them to then detonate that, which should allow them to then do some things, which is good. We are 11 days. That's looking okay at the moment. If I come in here, that is still too far from a district because I didn't put the path on top of that. Now it should be okay. Excellent. That's still got some work to do. That's still very full as well, so we'll just let them keep working on that. That and that and that can be detonated. And then what we could do is come here, go up here, put that there, that there, that there. Yeah, it's a little bit messy, but you know what? It's far enough away from the colony that most of the time it won't be seen. So do that. And then that. And is it any worse than that spaghetti mess? Not really. Not really, folks. So that'll sort some of that out. We can, while we're here, let's empty that. I don't know if we have space to empty it, but you know. They're nearly in. Just for neatness, let's get rid of those. Cool stuff. It'd be nice if we can achieve getting that sorted today. So let's demolish that. Come up to there. And we want to demolish that. And we can come there. We are going to have to demolish that. Let's prioritize building that. I could be smarter and get to the stuff under here, but I can't be bothered today, so this will achieve the job that we are trying to achieve. So, you know, watch that, grab you, do that, and then we'll be able to blast that out once they're built. And then, yeah, you get the process, folks. You get the process, and that'll fill that up, and then we can do that, and then we can do. Yeah, you get the idea. You get the idea. Let's go get those fermented cassavas because we don't like wasting food here, you know. Now, is it efficient to burn a whole load of resources to not waste food? Probably not, but you know, go with it, folks. Go with it, okay? And yes, we could just delete the warehouse and let the haulers pick them up, but now we can get to that from there, okay? Good stuff. So do that. Fill the rest of that in. Technically not needed, but for completeness and neatness we will. And that'll get that sorted. Cool. So you're going to be mostly closed. That will act as an overflow though, doing that. Although there is some overflow there as well. My phone is being a little bit annoying. So I guess the next thing we want to do is come over here. I think with 7,500 trees, we are probably okay to just mark these to be deleted. Think that'll be okay. that. So you're in. So you can go. 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 Not all of that's built. So this was a tad premature and foolish, but oh well. It'll be fine if we do that and do that and get our prioritization tool and do that. Let's fill that in. Might as well fill that in. What's that? Vertical power shaft. You don't need to be there, sir. Yeah, because that's connected around that way. It's a bit messy, but so that will do that. We then come to I don't really like that, so let's do that. In fact, we need to do that because we need to actually have some meat to get into. And then from there we go there, and then we'll be able to delete that floodgate, have a more solid connection. Good. They can work on building all of that. And that'll be lovely. And then, yeah, once this has dropped down a little bit, we'll replace this piece of dirt with a valve. This one can already, so we can go there. So you can't believe it's not H for boom. He went there. So, and you can go. That can go there, and you can see now this is now hooked up to this, and yeah, the water's redistributing itself, but it's not affecting the amount of water, so that's fine. It's about to get hooked up, so that's cool. And yeah, we could blast more of this out so it's all bigger, but you know, you can go like that. Throttling valve, except you don't need to be throttled. Interesting that it's filling up as it redistributes from these bits to here. Depending on how full this gets, we might need them to build this and throttle it. Yep, we do. Come on. Because we're not ready yet. We are not ready. I'm just going to deal with my buzzy phone. It's my medication reminder for my headache meds. If you've been following along lately with the with my life, I still have the headache that I've been mentioning in recent videos. Yes, it's still there. No, it's not a medical emergency. Don't worry. It's just life with someone who has chronic headaches. For someone that has suffered with chronic headaches their whole life. I would say it's great fun, but it's really not. Construction is waiting for... Okay. Oh, they're building the one underneath. It's not that I've screwed up. Just taking a little bit of time. Let's fill that hole in. And we could probably help ourselves out here by doing storage, dirt, obtain, prioritized by haulers. That would probably help things out. And yeah, we've essentially just redistributed a bunch of the water. But we do have now the challenge, not really, that we're going to need some mechanical pumpage for this. But that's fine. It's fine. It'll all be okay. Essentially, we just need them to build this. I'm just going to let them build this and I'll come back. So we're getting there. We're also very quickly now starting to empty this as the pumps are kicking in to keep the swamp land full, which is a opportunity, challenge, because we now need to get our one-way valve in here and think about getting water flowing through this thing. So that's what we're going to have a look at now before we wrap up for the day. Why did I say it like that? I do not know. Anyway, yeah, before we wrap up, that's what we're going to have a look at next. So we need to build and deep mechanical fluid pump there. That's going to allow us to completely drain that in theory. And I guess there's a question as to, we have 2 deep mechanical pumps here. We only have 1 here. But these ones are running intermittently. Versus 1 here that can run less intermittently. So I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay. And what we'll do is, although I've got them clearing loads of thorns out, we'll do... Now we can't run it all the way underground because of this crud. But we can at the very least run some of it underground. So we'll do you. We'll do you. Actually, we could do... No, because that's going to then leak. So let's not do that. Let's do that. Do that. And then we'll go above ground for the power. And then what we want to do. And then. You are the one that comes on if it is shallow. Do I want another one? I think I'm going to get another one. I'm going to put you there. So you are going to come on. If the depth is below, let's say 4 meters. And you are going to be back up pump. And we're going to automate you off of backup pump. You've not been built yet, so you can't put out an on signal. But you are now on. So you are on. So we then do power there, and that should all be buildable. Which is cool. So you are okay, and we are then going to replace you with a throttling valve and one of them. And let's make building that a priority. And you have unlimited flow rate, although it's only the flow coming out of one deep mechanical pump, so it doesn't really matter that it's unlimited. And that is just about going to be connected. That is about to be built and connected. One more metal block. That's in. Water is flowing. Here, into here. So, now that does mean that we're now taking more water out of this, which means we need to save more water. Now, obviously, we're saving some more water because I've just made a big hole here. So maybe it'll all be okay. Maybe it won't be. We'll find out as we progress through this. We can keep blasting this and making it bigger. My thought is still that we aim to flood this as well. And what I might then do is if we end up with a situation where this side is empty, we pump it back in. It's partly more because the map looks nicer with more water on it. Over here, we are looking pretty good. That will get us our double height exterior wall done. So we need to go one higher. And we then need to get the interior ruins cleared out so we can build our interior. And I need to start clearing some stuff and then making this look cooler with some monuments and stuff. But that's a job for another day. We're coming to the end of the drought, and this is all held up rather nicely. Just noticed that it looks like we are essentially pumping water out of here. So I'm going to pause that for a second and come here, build a depth sensor there. But yeah, it does look to me like we are or were overtopping that, and that's a waste of water. My other thought is if we're permanently keeping this full, then we're going to be wasting the water from the aquifer. So what we actually want to do is redesign this a little bit. And what we're going to do is come over here, build ourselves a little channel, a little channelette. So yeah, I think that was spilling. So if we grab a relay, let's put it there. This is fortress irrigate. I quite like using the mixture of both types of automation. Here. And this is upper pump. So, and we want, so you are going to be less than, the max is 7.5. That's all the way up to the top there. So you were at 6.5. I think that's fine. So if you're less than 6.5, yeah. So you are going to be not temperate, and that one. And then you are going to be controlled by you, which is upper pump. Yep. Do that. So that should control that to stop it being pumped, flooded. And then I'm going to come here. We're going to delete those, which will let some water out, but it's fine because it's going to let it into this. And we're going to replace those with dams. I'll put those there. And this is going to waste a little bit of water, but it's fine because I want to replace those with levees. In the long term, it's going to waste less water. So you should be paused. Why is upper pump? Because I did not pond depth, not. There we go. Yeah. So what this will mean is that if the two deep mechanical pumps are keeping this irrigation pond full in a drought or a temperate cycle, and then the aquifer is overfilling it, it'll dump it in here, which is better. The other thing I would like to do, but I'll do it another day because I'm kind of done for today. We've got this working. And what I kind of like is that this is going to help refill this quicker. Now that doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, but you know, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. And because we have this set to limit flow, this will stay dry unless this is below the trigger level for this. So we're not going to be wasting too much water with evaporation, which is good. Yeah. So the one thing we didn't get done today, which is a little disappointing. We've got time. We've got time, folks. And this shouldn't take long. Let's just get it done. So what I'm going to do to be able to build all of that is that, because obviously some of it's hanging off into the distance. But this should be relatively quick to build. We did get that finished, which is cool. I mean, in terms of overflow, if we overfill this, delete that, and ultimately all we need to really do is control it with a with some automation. Let's just get it running, shall we? That so we don't block ourselves. And that's almost hooked up. Come on, beavers, you can do it. I'm going to have to go a long way to get that log for some reason. One more. Nice. Good stuff. But yeah, we'll worry about the subtleties of how we stop it overfilling, if it even overfills, because it might not put out enough water to overfill anything in the grand scheme of things. For now, it's just kind of nice that we're going to get another area of the map greened up, hopefully, by filling this big old hole. And hopefully there aren't any sneaky bits that I've missed which are going to stop it filling or flood somewhere else on the map. I guess we'll see. As it works its way into that. But yeah, obviously the main thing has been sorting a new way to keep this filled up. I kind of like this. It's, you know, a little bit of an engineering solution to something which we've not done in a while, with a little bit of an aqueduct. We're ready to be able to flood this, which, well, once we've cleared out that bit of scrap metal, but we're sitting on a lot of scrap metal now. We are almost ready to start building the fortress. We can start thinking about the outsides next time, which will be cool. The inside needs more clearing, which means we need more scrap metal storage somewhere. And we've done a little bit of optimizing on this guy, which is cool. And essentially improved the rate that this fills up, which I like. Yeah, anyway. That's it for today, folks. So thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel. Any comments, questions, suggestions, thoughts for projects to kind of close out the series? So I think predominantly now it's kind of finishing up the fortress so that we can relocate the beavers, and any other random bits that I think of, really. There's still the bit under here that we might get to. There's a few other pockets on the map that are hidden away. It's really a case of, are folks still enjoying me tinkering with the map? But yeah, so we're going to make the walls a bit bigger on here, get the accommodation and well-being stuff sorted so that the beavers can have a fun, happy time over here. I'm thinking a moat around the outside. Thinking a moat would look cool. But let me know, and I'll see you next time, guys.